A rich and rigorous academic program, and it's designed, of course, to prepare our students for success at the best colleges and universities. We far exceed New York State's requirements for a high school diploma. In social studies, our students take a 3-year American history course starting in the 9th grade and culminating in the advanced placement exam at the end of 11th grade. At the same time, and this is really special and unique, I don't know of too many schools that do this, at the same time that our students are studying US history, they are also taking a 2-year sequence in global history and geography and then AP World History, and take the AP exam at the end of sophomore year. And that allows our students to see the ways in which things that happened here are similar to or different from things that have happened around the rest of the world. We offer courses in political science, domestic and public policy, economics, criminal and constitutional law, and a variety of other subjects as interest dictates, and we keep inventing. Several years ago, we came to the realization that our students were not yet born to experience firsthand the events that your parents and I think of as having happened just the other day. So we developed a new course on modern US history. We call it DISCO because it starts with disco. It's fun to hear our students discussing the 70s and the 80s, or watching the video of the time President Bush the Elder threw up in the Japanese Prime Minister's lap. And I must say, no one teaches the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal better than the faculty at HSAS. We also created a timely new elective entitled Conspiracy Theories, and we wish we could require this course of all candidates for public office. We were one of the first schools in the country to offer AP African American Studies as an elective, and it is an elective which the vast majority of our seniors have chosen to take. And we wish we could require this course of all candidates for public office as well. At Lehman College, our upperclassmen currently take courses in ancient and classical history, Latin America, the Middle East, France, and Africa, international economics and finance, the Civil War, philosophy. Many students additionally opt to take courses in sociology, anthropology, psychology, public policy, women's studies, and after school, students may participate in our award-winning mock trial, moot court, model UN, geography, and debate teams. We're a school that likes to talk. In all of our courses and activities, we seek to make history come alive through the use of primary source documents and by encouraging our students to develop and defend their own opinions. We wish to help students engage in an exploration of the issues critical to previous generations, and even more importantly, to form educated, well-reasoned opinions about those of our own age. And this spirit of free and open debate marks our school as unique. Although our school quite obviously stresses a careful study of American history, we're proud to have developed strong programs in all of the other subject areas. You are allowed to like more than one thing at a time. So among our students, you'll find not only future historians, lawyers, economists, and politicians, but also journalists, scientists, mathematicians, poets, cinematographers, artists, and musicians. And in fact, the principal was an art history major in college. In English, we follow a curriculum that exposes students to literature from all major periods, both in America and throughout the world. We believe in reading not just part of books, but the whole book. And in the 9th grade, for example, our students read the Odyssey, Caesar, the Stranger, and the Alchemist in order to explore both ancient and modern concepts of heroism and anti-heroism. We work hard to develop our students' analytic and expository writing skills, and we even diagram sentences in order to develop a more sophisticated knowledge of grammar. And that is the course all freshmen must suffer through taking with me, the principal as their teacher. And we just think it's really important that that students get a sense of a snapshot of what the formal rules of our language are, although they may be changing over time and certainly have changed a great deal in the past. All freshmen take a course in college-level research in which they are introduced to the Lehman Library facilities. In later years, students may take AP English Language and Composition and AP English Literature, as well as elective courses in creative writing, modern American poetry and drama, dystopian novels, and philosophical literature. At Lehman, students have taken courses in linguistics, classical myth, African American, British, and Asian literature, and journalism. And after school, students may join our poetry, drama, or book clubs, or work on our yearbook or literary magazine. We are also, as you'll hear firsthand from our students and teachers, a place that is a comfortable home to students who are interested in math and science. In math, our school has chosen to institute a non-fuzzy sequence of courses, beginning with algebra and continuing on to geometry, intermediate algebra, trigonometry, linear algebra, and pre-calculus. We also offer AP calculus, and no matter where you begin in our math program, everybody has the ability to end up in that AP calculus class by the time that they graduate. We have rotating elective courses in combinatorics, statistics, linear algebra, the history of non-Western math, geometric construction, logic, number theory, and the transformation of functions. Although our course content is traditional, our teaching methodology varies. We engage students in group and project-based learning assignments, as well as in more standard activities and assessments. At Lehman, our students have taken courses in second-year calculus, statistics, basic and advanced computer programming, the internet, information processing, coding, and spreadsheet analysis. In science, we offer laboratory-based courses in bio, chem, and physics. We additionally offer a rotating slate of elective courses in topics such as disease pathology, psychobiology, environmental ethics, anthrobiology, the biosphere, public health policy, microbiology, and advanced placement biology. We have a state-of-the-art lab and are pleased that several of our students have pursued chemistry and physics internships during the summer and throughout the school year. At Lehman, our students have registered for human evolutionary bio, the physics of sound, child psychology, abnormal psychology, ecobiology, and plant biology. Many of our students choose to major in STEM-related fields in college. They often combine their knowledge of math and science with a very strong interest in public policy. We've been told by our alumni and by their college professors that STEM majors from HSAS can do two things better than students from nearly any other school. And the first is to write, and the second is to speak. And any real STEM major in college or graduate school will tell you that both of those skills are essential to excelling in STEM-related subjects. We've developed a foreign language program that helps both native and non-native speakers of Spanish develop fluency in reading, writing, and speaking the language. Our curriculum culminates in the AP course in Spanish language. And I just want to point out that we are the High School of American Studies, not United States Studies, but American Studies. And so that also includes the countries of Central and South America. And I hear there are one or two countries north of this one that have been in the news lately. So we integrate Hispanic and Latin American literature, culture, and civilization into all of our language classes. Our students participate after school in our chapter of the National Spanish Honor Society, and upperclassmen may choose in junior or senior year to take a variety of language courses here at the college, including Latin, Japanese, Greek, Arabic, Mandarin, French, and Italian. When there isn't a pandemic or an orange ash cloud, we also supplement our curriculum with special events and trips. We've been to Fort McHenry, Mount Vernon, Boston, Philly, and DC, to name a few places. And we are also visited by people from those places. Last year, we met the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Global Affairs and the Consul General of Argentina. Over the years, we've been able to meet a variety of eminent historians, Cornel West, Henry Louis Gates, Evelyn Higginbotham, and before he passed away, David McCullough. Whenever we are visited by eminent historians, I think they leave our building relieved to know that there are 400 teenagers in the world who know so much about history and want to learn even more. And I think we should all remember that the next time we hear someone complain about how ignorant today's young people are about world events. And I think our students don't even know how much they know until they get to some fancy college and find out that they know so much more than students from any other high school in the world. They're that impressive in their comprehensive knowledge of history. I'd like to say a few words, because I know you must be concerned, about the academic workload at HSAS. And so put simply, you should be prepared to work very hard as a student at our school. There's no getting around it. We often get asked, though, how much homework students have each night. And I never really know exactly what to say, because the answer, of course, depends on you. People are smart at different speeds, and people have different work habits. Do you plan ahead, or do you leave everything to the last minute? Do you give 100% of your focus to each assignment, or do you divide your time between getting stuff done and texting with your friends? So obviously, there are heavier nights and lighter nights. So let's say the average night is somewhere in the 2.5 to 3 hour zone, give or take, right? And there are some nights that are much less, there are other nights that are much more. We have students who, when we tell them to take notes in 9th grade, think that they are somehow human photocopiers, and they rewrite the textbook. We have other students who, I like to say, take note. And so, obviously taking note doesn't take as long as copying the entire textbook, but neither is a particularly effective note-taking strategy. So some students on our panel might tell you, I work 5 or 6 hours a night. Other students might say, I work 2 or 1.5, right? The number varies. It really depends on you. But here's what all students at the High School of American Studies will say, oh, I work so hard. And it's true, they do. We have very dedicated students. What I want you to know, though, is that we will do everything possible to help you adjust, both academically and socially. But your dedication to your studies and your determination to succeed are indeed prerequisites to doing well at the High School of American Studies. Over time, you are going to become a much more efficient student from 9th grade to 12th grade. And so the same assignment that might have been hard and taken you a long time in 9th grade may not be so hard anymore and shouldn't be so hard anymore by 12th grade, right? At the same time, we're going to introduce you to different kinds of assignments and more challenging assignments as you grow more mature academically, and so there will always be more challenges ahead of you. The other thing we need to say, though, is that everybody has to study at HSAS. There's no way to coast with minimum effort, but we don't expect you to be perfect either. No one is, including you, and if it makes you feel any better, my mother reminded me of that fact just last night. She still loves me, faults and all, and we will still love you, faults and all. You can make mistakes at HSAS. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't even have to want to be perfect. You just have to want to be excellent. And if you need help in learning how to do that, that is our job. That is what we are here for, and it is the job of your friends. They will help you too. So while we're looking for very serious students, we'll also provide you with a multitude of opportunities to blow off steam. And in addition to our academic program, as you probably know, we have an athletics program which has developed a winning reputation. Our 11 PSAL teams, 11 is a lot for a tiny little school. Our 11 PSAL teams have consistently ranked among the highest in their leagues. I can't think of a single team that hasn't at some point made it to the finals or won a championship citywide or within our borough. Our baseball team once even made it to Yankee Stadium, and even our co-ed bowling team made it to the finals. Over 50%, and this is at a nerdy little school where everyone studies really hard, and I mean nerdy in a good way. Over 50% of our students participate on one of our sports teams. That's a lot, and it really tells you something about the value they place on the program and the ability to make friends in a different kind of way. We also have non-competitive athletic activities in volleyball, running, tennis, soccer, yoga, and dance. Our fighting motto, it will come as no surprise to you, is brains over brawn. We may not be the most muscly team out on the field or the tallest, although HSAS students are getting taller, or I'm getting shorter, I'm not sure, or both. But our fighting motto is brains over brawn. We can memorize the strategy and carry it out, and that does us very well when we compete. Most of our students also participate in a multitude of after-school clubs and activities. I'm fond of saying when the bell rings at the end of the day, no one goes home. Some activities help you discover your identity, such as the Spanish Honor Society, Black Students Union, Asian Students Union, South Asian Club, Gender Sexuality Alliance, Muslim Students Association, Jewish Students Union, and Women's Empowerment Club. Other clubs let you pursue an interest, such as our chess, ping pong, soccer, frisbee, volleyball, environmental, community service, medicine, and book clubs. We even have a new fragrance club for young men. A long time coming, and it has finally arrived. Some clubs explore the arts and creative expression, such as drama club, band, poetry club, literary magazine, our Lion Dance Club, Bollywood dance, Latin dance, and in our early years, HSAS was proud to have the only all-Dominican Irish dance team in New York City, and probably the world. But our most popular clubs involve arguing, moot court, mock trial, model UN, regular debate, financial debate. We love to argue at HSAS, and we love to argue better. And indeed, many of our students are lawyers in training. We apologize to parents because when they get home and sit down at the dinner table, you're going to have a hard time winning an argument with them. No matter what our students' area of interest, our goal above all is to prepare them for admission to a competitive college or university and for success once they arrive there. Our students receive individualized college guidance sessions from our counselors and from nearly every teacher in the building who has an opinion about what they should do, as well as informational workshops for parents of students in all grades. This year, over 60 different colleges visited our school in order to meet with students, because the aim is to develop with each student a personalized list of schools that are just the right fit. That list includes all of the schools you would expect to see, and even occasionally includes my alma mater, Swarthmore, which rarely accepts anyone from HSAS, I assume because they remember me. Someone got in this year, though, just the other day. Our graduating classes report that they appreciate both the rigor of our curriculum and the assistance of their teachers in developing the work habits to succeed after high school. So in short, I wish American Studies had existed when I was in high school. We are dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and take a personal interest in each and every student who attends our school. I think one of our parents described our school perfectly by saying we are elite without being elitist. We don't stand on ceremony. We don't do things just because that's the way we've always done them. We are thoughtful, we listen. And by that I also mean that we are a school at which students know they have an important voice, both in the classroom and in school affairs, and even in the hallway, and a place at which teachers love to work. And I judge this at the end of each school day because, as I said, no one goes anywhere. Everyone wants to continue being together with their friends, their teachers, and the community, which we all enjoy so much. I also want to point out that HSAS is a nice school. Although no place is perfect, and we are not either. The students, staff, and parents, though, recognize that we have achieved something very rare, and sadly, all too rare. And that is a warm, caring, accepting school community at which being understanding and respectful is the norm. And each of us knows, every student, every teacher, every member of the staff, each of us knows that we are responsible for upholding and contributing to this unique spirit. We do this by being kind, by accepting others for who they are, by listening to one another, and by being open to new ideas and experiences. As a result, you will never find at HSAS a list of rules in any of our classrooms, ever. Similarly, we don't have hall passes, bathroom passes, all the other kinds of crazy disciplinary bureaucracy one finds at some high schools around the country. And that is because we trust our students, and in return, they trust us back. That's special. Having said that, we also don't take ourselves, yes, thank you. Having said that, we also don't take ourselves too seriously, and we try to have a sense of humor. And so I'll conclude my remarks tonight before our Q&A by reciting for you a list we have compiled over the years. It started out in our newspaper about 19 or 20 years ago. It's changed over time. And it is entitled The Top 10 Reasons to Attend the High School of American Studies. Here we go. Number 10, someone asks you where your school is, and you say, it's the tool shed in the parking lot. And that's because it was a tool shed, and it is in the parking lot. 9, you're always a genius on the New York Times spelling bee. 8, you like apples for breakfast. The other day, the DOE sent us apple bags with a side of applesauce, and we all ate it. Number 7, one of our assistant principals owns two pairs of lederhosen, one formal and one informal. You'll meet him back in our building later, and you can ask him about it. Number 6, our freshman U.S. history teacher, the yearbook advisor, the journalism teacher, and the cross-country coach are all the same person. Number 5, you would get lost in a building that has more than one hallway. And yet, we do have people who get lost in our one hallway. Number 4, the AP Spanish teacher knows whom you are dating before you do. Mr. Pena. Yep. Number 3, you can recite Wilson's 14 points in less than 14 seconds. Thank you, Mr. Mansdorf. Number 2, in his younger years, the principal briefly worked as a clown. And I brought proof. I used to have my own, it was shaped to my nose. This pops off because my nose is too big. But here you go. And number 1, the top reason to attend the High School of American Studies is that we're better than that other school down the street. I could go on, of course, but you need not take my word for how special our little school is. And that's why now you'll have the opportunity to ask some questions of our students, parents, and teachers, so that you get the answers you need to make an informed decision. So I'll ask our panel to come up. If you guys could bring the lights up in the house. We have 2 students who are going to be microphone runners.